Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is to wherever you're at. 91 CAF GT coming at you with a prepping video. Um, I saw on Matt's recent YouTube video on Off the Ranch um, talking about prepping and wanting to get into it a little bit, and he got some food and think he might have made a mistake. So I wanted to make this video as almost like an intro to prepping for the Demolitia and for anybody else who's interested in becoming a prepper or preparing but are overwhelmed and don't know where to start, because it is so easy to get overwhelmed and get frustrated and get lost and just be just super upset and depressed because of it. So I wanted to come and do the basics of prepping. And in my opinion, the best basics of prepping are the rule of the threes. And that is, you can live for 3 minutes without air. You can live for 3 hours without shelter in certain areas. You can live 3 days without water and 3 weeks without food. So that's the rule of the threes. So as they really go in order of importance. So the first order of importance is air. Well, short of a nuclear problem, we really don't have to worry about air. So I'm not even going to really focus on that. As far as shelter, that's going to really vary depending on where you're located at. Obviously, if you're located up in Alaska, your shelter needs are going to be a whole lot different than what my shelter needs are. I live south of I-10 in Central Texas, or South Central Texas. So the shelter, I'm not even going to cover that either, because we pretty much all have that already somewhat covered. If you can watch me on a YouTube video, you got it covered pretty much. So the next is water. Water is more important than food. What's the use of having a 3-month supply of food if you only have a 2-day supply of water? See what I mean? So water is more important. So if you're starting off prepping, a good place to start would be something like a life straw. They're less than $20. They're pretty small. They can only filter about 20 to 30 gallons of water, roughly, but you can stick a life straw into a pond and come out with safe drinking water. That's pretty good. As you go up, there's a lot more other water filters that are available that can filter as good as a life straw, but will give you a lot more capacity, a lot more water. But you also have to think most houses already have water stored in them. Your water heater. Most people have a 30 to a 50 gallon water heater. Well, there's 30 to 50 gallons of water. Hook a water hose up to the drain, crank it open, and you can collect that water. Now, if you've never drained your water tank before, your water heater, the first water that comes out is gonna be nasty. It's gonna be really nasty looking. You can use that water to flush your toilets. Once it starts running clean, it's good to go. You can drink it. So that's a good source of water. There's a lot of other ways to store water if you want to. Like, I'm currently in an RV. I've got a 75-gallon freshwater tank. It is full right now. So I've got 75 gallons of fresh water, as well as a water filtration system. So I can go collect water from a pond, I can filter it, and then drink it. So, but start off small. Start off with something like a life straw, and then slowly but surely work your way up. Now, as far as food goes, store what you eat. Any of y'all that have gone camping for an extended period of time or gone off and ate something different that you don't normally eat, you see how strange food can affect your system in a negative way. Anybody that's been in the military can tell you what MREs will do to you. You will not be able to go to the bathroom for several days, okay? In an emergency, you don't want that happening. And vice versa, you don't want to eat something that's going to make you have to go to the bathroom because you're peeing out of your butt. It's not a good thing. So any food that you get, try it. Preferably store what you eat. Now, if you're concerned about expiration dates, there's two kinds of expiration dates. There's a used by and there's a best by. Used by dates is kind of like what's on milk. After that used by date, throw it away because it's bad and it's going to make you sick if you eat it or drink it. Now, best by dates are just that. They're best by this date, but that's not an expiration date. As long, like canned food for example, as long as the can is in good shape, as long as it's not bulging. If it's bulging, it means it's got bacteria in it, throw it away. If the can is punctured, throw it away. If the can is rusted, throw it away. Otherwise, it's fine. Once you get past the expiration date, it might not taste quite as good. The nutritional value might be down a little bit, but it's perfectly safe to eat. So, hang on to canned goods. Rotate your canned goods out. But if you do come across some that are expired, don't throw them away. Just hang on to them. Another good thing, if you are more prepared than what friends and family are, if they came over, give them the expired stuff. If you buy some prepping food, some dehydrated food, and it just doesn't taste good and you just don't like it, hang on to it. Use that for them. My personal preference on dehydrated food is Mountain House. I like it. I've eaten quite a few before and I enjoyed it. It didn't bother my system and it was tasty. Another thing that you're going to have to think about, and I'm going to end on this, is how to prepare food without electricity. How are you going to cook food without electricity? A lot of us have propane, a propane grill, a gas grill. Now that's good for quite some time. You can do that. There are also solar ovens out there. I live in South Texas. The sun is almost always shining. And even if the sun's not shining, in the summertime, it's hot. So I can still cook. I have made a solar cooker before out of a satellite dish and mirrors. You have to be very careful with some of that stuff though, because I was able to catch a log on fire within just a few seconds, so you have to be very cautious with some ways. But there's a lot of ways to cook without electricity, but that is something that you have to keep in mind. If the electricity goes out, how am I going to prepare this food? So, start off with the basics. Focus on the basics. Once you get the basics down, then you can start expanding out. But if you don't have a good foundation, nothing else is going to matter. You can have all the preps in the world, but if you don't have water, it doesn't matter. It does not matter. So, hope this helps. Y'all have a good one. God bless y'all. Demolition, right there. A&M. Whoop! God bless you. Have a good day.